Imagine waking up one day and deciding to adopt a new habit. Let's say it's taking a few moments each morning to reflect on a positive affirmation, such as writing down a simple intention for the day or a personal goal you aim to achieve. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a simple exercise. However, over time, this small action began to transform the way you approach your daily challenges, slowly influencing your overall outlook on life. Everything that unfolds in your life, each triumph, every setback, and even those moments you chalk up to mere luck, is not random. As the ancient philosopher Aristotle observed, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. The truth is, your experiences are governed by a timeless principle, the law of cause and effect. This universal law, recognized by sages throughout history, quietly shapes the course of your journey, whether you acknowledge it or not. The law of cause and effect declares that for every effect there is a specific cause. Nothing happens until something moves, as Albert Einstein once said. No event just happens. Every outcome, whether it brings joy or disappointment, can be traced back to thoughts, actions, and choices, conscious or unconscious. Many people drift through life thinking that fortune, happiness, or failure are simply matters of luck, but the truth is, every outcome is the result of a cause set in motion. You are not a passive observer in your own story, you are the cause. As Winston Churchill once advised, the price of greatness is responsibility. Every thought, decision, and action you take sets events in motion. These causes ripple outward, influencing people and circumstances beyond your view, and eventually circling back to impact you. James Allen wrote, "A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts. Life doesn't reward wishes or complaints, it mirrors the causes you set in motion. If your relationships are strained, there is a cause. If your career feels stagnant, there is a cause. If you are thriving, fulfilled, and at peace, there is a cause for that as well. Nothing escapes this law. It governs the physical world as much as the mental and emotional realms. As the Buddha taught, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. But here's the empowering realization. Once you understand the law of cause and effect, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances. You begin to recognize that you are the architect of your own fate." Viktor Frankl, a survivor of unimaginable hardship, asserted, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Consider this. When you plant an apple seed, you expect apples, not oranges. Yet, in life, we often plant seeds of doubt, fear, procrastination, and negativity, and then wonder why we don't reap the success or happiness we desire. The universe is impartial. It simply returns what you plant. As the saying goes, you reap what you sow. The quality of your thoughts and actions determines the quality of your results. To illustrate this, think of a few daily micro-habits. Each morning before checking your phone, jot down one thing you are grateful for. This simple act becomes your cue and routine, reinforcing positive thoughts and ultimately rewarding you with a sense of gratitude and perspective. Another option is to take a moment for mindful breathing, focusing on your breath for a few minutes to center your thoughts and reduce stress. You might also try setting a small intention for the day, such as taking one positive action. Over time, these small changes can have a significant impact on your entire day, much like planting new seeds in your life. That's why awareness is everything. When you see the direct connection between your inner world and your outer experiences, you gain the power to transform your life. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Reflect on your daily life. If you wake up frustrated, rush through your morning, and carry that agitation into your day, you are planting the seeds for more frustration ahead. But if you pause, breathe, and choose gratitude or set a positive intention, you change the root cause, and the outcome shifts as a result. To anchor this transformation, consider practicing a brief. Throughout history, thinkers and philosophers have emphasized that thought is the origin of destiny. Earl Nightingale famously said, "We become what we think about." Napoleon Hill called thoughts the starting point of all achievement. Ralph Waldo Emerson put it simply, sow a thought and you reap an action, sow an act and you reap a habit, sow a habit and you reap a character, sow a character and you reap a destiny. Every outcome in your life began as an idea, one you nurtured, neglected, or dismissed. Most of us often live unconsciously, reacting to life instead of actively creating it. We tend to allow our environment to dictate our emotions to guide our actions, and our actions to shape our results. When things go wrong, it's easy to blame fate or misfortune. However, when we grasp the law of cause and effect, we find the power to reverse this pattern. While it is essential to take ownership of the causes we set in motion, it's also important to acknowledge that some outcomes are beyond our control. In these moments, practicing self-compassion and learning from setbacks can be a powerful way to navigate life's uncertainties. Together, we can take ownership of the causes we set in motion. As John Wooden said, things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. They understand that success is not a matter of luck, it is the result of deliberate actions, repeated over time. Health is not an accident, it is the effect of consistent self-care. Confidence is not bestowed, it is built through small, daily acts of courage. Even happiness is not a random visitor, it is cultivated by repeatedly choosing uplifting thoughts. As Stephen R. Covey wrote, "I am not a product of my circumstances, I am a product of my decisions." When you begin to take ownership of the causes you create, you start designing your life with intention. You ask better questions. Instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What did I set in motion that led to this, and how can I change my approach?" As Louise Hay said, responsibility is our ability to respond to a situation. This perspective on responsibility can be viewed both as a moral duty and a practical tool. On one hand, it is about ethical accountability for your actions, and on the other, it is a pragmatic approach to achieving desired outcomes. Recognizing these dual aspects can deepen your understanding and strengthen your resolve. This shift from blame to responsibility is where your true power begins. As Jim Rohn put it, you must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. When you truly understand this law, you stop waiting for luck. You stop chasing shortcuts. You stop hoping that someone or something outside of you will change your circumstances. Instead, you start creating new causes, new habits, thoughts, routines, and actions that align with the life you truly desire. As Mahatma Gandhi said, the future depends on what you do today. To effectively bridge the gap between intention and action, challenge yourself to craft a 2-minute if-then implementation intention. For example, write down a simple cue like, "If I finish lunch, then I'll walk 5 minutes." This turns aspirations into scheduled behaviors, strengthening your path to transformation. To stay consistent, try using habit tracking apps that remind you of your commitments. Consider partnering with an accountability buddy who can encourage you when motivation wanes. Celebrating small achievements along the way not only boosts your confidence but also enhances your resolve to stick with new habits. If you want more abundance, plant seeds of generosity, creativity, and persistence. If you desire love, plant seeds of kindness, empathy, and authenticity. If you seek peace, plant seeds of forgiveness, simplicity, and truth. Life always returns a harvest that matches what you give. As the Bible reminds us, as you sow, so shall you reap. The law of cause and effect is not a punishment, it is precision. It is the universe's way of saying, "You are powerful beyond measure." Marianne Williamson wrote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." Nothing is truly out of your control once you realize that your thoughts are seeds and your actions are the soil. Every single thing you do is shaping your future right now in this very moment. Yet, remember that growth involves setbacks and moments of doubt. It is during these times that self-compassion is vital. Acknowledging imperfections and forgiving ourselves allows us to keep moving forward. This understanding enables individuals to transform challenges into opportunities for personal growth and development. Pause and look around you. Your current life, is the result of the causes you set in motion, in the past decisions made, habits formed, thoughts repeated. The beautiful truth is that your future is still being written. It will be shaped by the causes you choose to create today. Nothing in your life is random. Everything is connected. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are standing in the middle of a vast field that grows precisely what you plant. As Brian Tracy said, your life only gets better when you get better. So, what seeds are you planting right now? What thoughts, choices, and actions are you setting into motion that will become tomorrow's reality? Because the law of cause and effect never takes a day off. It never forgets. It simply delivers with perfect accuracy what you put into it. The universe responds to the vibrational frequency of your thoughts and actions. As many teachers have noted, plant good thoughts, take aligned, purposeful actions, repeat them daily. Soon, you will notice your life changing not by accident, but by the unbreakable law that governs all creation. If this message resonated with you, consider sharing it or subscribing to Learn and Grow Summaries, where we explore timeless truths and practical wisdom to help you master yourself and your world, one powerful idea at a time. As Lao Tzu said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.